Hi friends, today's training is all about the consultation and how to set every single appointment you have with your clients up for success. The consultation is one of the most important parts of the appointment. Clear communication is so crucial to ensure that our clients are achieving the look that they're desiring when they're coming to sit in our chairs. Client consultations, communication is key to a successful appointment. Doing a proper consultation will give the right approach for each appointment. As we all know, every single person that sits in our chair has a different personality. They have different desires, different wants for their hair. So doing a proper consultation, having open communication will make sure that this is the right start to the appointments. People don't care what you know until they know that you care. Guests want to be heard. So the number one reason why people leave their current stylist, I'd have to say when people sit in my chair, this is the answer that I get, is that their current stylist was not listening to what they wanted. So we want to make sure that we're actually listening to our clients. And if something isn't achievable, we want to make sure that we're giving them a clear reason why, and that's why consultations are so very important. Clients want to be heard, and clients want to get what they paid for. So making sure that we are listening to them is so important. Why is the consultation so important? More reasons. It helps us find out where our traffic is coming from. So one of the things that we should be discussing immediately when clients are sitting in our chair, especially if they're a new client, is how they heard about us or how they heard about our salon. We want to know where our clear traffic is coming from. This will give us an idea on where we should focus our attention to get new clients. So where traffic is coming from is super, super important. Doing a very professional and clear consultation will also keep you out of the friend zone. This keeps the appointment professional, and it's the whole reason why people come to us. Yes, clients are friendly, but they're not our friends. We want to make sure that we're giving them a professional experience. Sometimes when we cross into that friend zone, it can ruin the client-stylist relationship. So we want to just make sure that we remember that clients are paying for a service. They're not just our friends sitting in our chair. So setting up a professional consultation will actually help that. Bad hair comes from miscommunication. So this is on all parts. I think it's so important that we are discussing with clients things that are achievable and things that are not achievable. And most importantly, that we're so honest on things that we're not good at and things that we know we cannot achieve. If your client is asking you for a stacked bob and you know that you cannot do a really, really good stacked bob, clearly communicating that with them and making sure that they're sitting in the chair of a person who can give them that look is probably one of the best things you can do for them and for you. There's nothing worse than making a client believe that you are capable of a service or capable of a look and you're not, and then them leaving unhappy or even worse, leaving a bad review because they hate their hair. So we are all about sharing clients. We are all about making sure the client gets the right is getting their expectations met and that they're sitting in the right chair that matches their personality and their style. So if you know someone isn't right for you, make sure that you are letting them know. And a good consultation also keeps realistic expectations. Sometimes clients come in and they show us pictures of edited photos, or they show us pictures of someone who has a lighter base than they do. So we want to make sure that we're keeping all the expectations realistic and that we're being straightforward about everything that they're looking for and if it is achievable or unachievable. It will let you know if they are able to maintain what they came in for. If you know through a consultation that your client refuses to spend money on professional products, sending them home with a fashion color or a high maintenance red probably isn't ideal because you know in a week it's not going to look great. If you know a client only wants to come to you every 6 months and they're asking for a bleach touch-up, obviously that is not a realistic thing for them, considering that they're not going to come in to maintain it, so their hair is going to look not so great after 4 weeks. So let's make sure that we're really making sure that we're clear on what the maintenance is for looks. Another thing is it will let you know if they can care for what they came in for. This again goes back to products. So if they're asking for a fashion color or asking for a red, that you're being very clear that they need to use a certain product to maintain the look at home. And then I think finding out what they currently like and dislike about their hair is so important. You don't want to, for example, if someone loves that there's no layers framing their face, that their hair is solid in the front, and then you take that away from them because you didn't do a clear consultation, that can lead to a pretty unhappy client. So making sure we're finding out what they like and dislike is so important. How to break down a photo, how to ask the right questions. I think being able to break down a photo and clearly communicating what the client sees in a picture makes for a good experience. A lot of people will show a picture and we're not seeing the client's vision. So asking the right questions to make sure that we are seeing exactly what the client sees is so important. I have an example picture right here. So there's a lot of things going on with this photo. So being able to figure out what the client sees so you can see this from their eyes is super, super crucial. So how to break down an inspo photo. Always ask what they love and dislike about the photo. So for example, someone may hate that this is darker at the root and what they really love is the light blonde ends. Someone may just love the dimension at the top but not really care for the ends. So really like honing in on what they love and dislike about the picture is super, super important. Ask them what tones they see. If someone is looking at this, there are so many tones going on. There are warm tones, there are cool tones, there are some brown tones and blonde tones. So really making sure that the client is liking and looking at the same thing you are. And I would have them point to the colors that they're seeing. I once had a client come in and they brought in a picture and they were literally looking at one little strand on the picture and that was the color they liked. And the whole other part of the head was a completely different color. So that could have made for a really bad experience for that client. But because I helped them break down the picture, it ended up working out and I ended up achieving what she was looking for. So really pointing and seeing what they're seeing. So if you look at the top of this picture, there's lots of dimension, darker tones with just a subtle highlight. As you get towards the middle of this picture, you're noticing that it's a more consistent dimension look, like a dimensional look. And at the ends, obviously, it's very blonde and very bright. So you want to make sure that you're actually seeing what they're seeing with the colors and with the lightness and the darkness. Is this look achievable? Can the client sitting in your chair achieve this look? Is their base color the proper level in order to get the brightness? Being able to break down if it's achievable is so important. Also, if it isn't achievable in one visit, how many visits will it take for them to get the look that they're wanting or they're looking to achieve? So being very, very clear that this look may take 2 visits and you can always under promise and over deliver. So making sure that they know what it's going to take to get this look. And then making sure that the photo isn't edited. So you want to make sure that there is no editing done on the photos. I once had a client bring in a picture of a woman who had an updo and there was pastel pink hair. And I knew the photo was photoshopped because I saw that same exact picture in all the colors of the rainbow. So I saw it in green, I saw it in blue. So being very, very clear that pictures are edited. Sometimes when someone brings in like one of those really, really white blonde pictures, a question I will use to kind of get my point across is, have you ever seen anyone in real life walking around with this color? And if they can't say yes, then that kind of gets the point across that it's not really achievable because you don't see people walking around with it. So that's a great, great consultation question. Also, when someone shows you this picture, really asking them what they love about it. You know, someone may point to the top of the picture and be like, I really love the dimension and like the contrast of the light and dark colors. Someone may point to the middle and be like, I really love how this is blended. I love the warm honey tones and I love the beachiness of it. And then someone may point to the very bottom at that one super bright strand and be like, I love this blonde. I love the way it's coupled with the beige tones, this is what I want. So really being able to break down the pictures and seeing where and what they love is going to make for an amazing appointment. Setting expectations. So we always want to set expectations in the very, very beginning of the client's appointments. Always under promise and over deliver. So say someone comes in and they're level 4 and they want to be extremely blonde, saying, I can get this look for you in 2 visits. And then if you end up achieving the look for them in 1 visit, that's a way that you under promise and over deliver. So I always believe in that phrase. It always makes for an amazing experience for the guest. Be straightforward about everything. Honesty is key. If something isn't going to look good on somebody, if you feel that it won't suit their personality or with their lifestyle, I'm always honest about things. I have tons of different extension pieces in my salon, and when someone is doing a radical color change, I'll take a piece of that extension and hold it up to their skin to make sure it's something that they're really, really wanting. Sometimes clients get things in their head that they think they want something, and when they get it, they end up not liking it. So having a visual example for them is super great tool. And then being honest, if it's something that you can't do because you're not experienced or it's not your specialty, let them know. Try to make them happy. If you can offer them something that you are able to achieve, or if you know that someone in the salon is better for them, then make sure that you point them in the right direction. They will love that you did what was best for them. It really shows that you care, and it really makes for just kind of like setting your salon up to be successful, because then clients know that you're not all about taking the money, that you're really about giving them what they want and making sure that they have a great experience. How many services it will take. Like I said in the previous slide, if something is going to take more than 1 visit, that you are very, very clear about this. I think this is one of the things that our salon struggled with. A lot of people would come in and they would want balayage, and they would come in with these bright blonde pieces and these bright blonde ends, and those types of services take time, and you have to build on it. So really being clear that you're telling the client, I can only get you 3 to 4 levels lighter, and pulling out your swatch book, your neutrals, and saying, okay, so you are, say, a level 3, I can jump 3 levels and get you here. Clients need to see visual. And if that's okay with them, just being like, are you okay only leaving this light today? Because this is as light as I can get you. And making sure that they're okay with that they understand that it's going to take 2 more visits to get them to that level 9 or 10 that they're looking for. Can their hair handle the service? Is their hair healthy? Is it compromised? Do you want to put lightener on their ends? This is something that you really have to be straightforward about. You don't want to ruin someone's hair by pulling lightener through. And then also making sure that you're getting the right questions so you know what's on the client's hair, so you're not putting something that's going to have a weird chemical reaction, or say they have henna on their hair that cannot be lifted, or they have well water and they have lots of metallic buildup in their hair. These are all things that you need to know in order to see if their hair can actually handle the service. There's nothing worse than putting lightener on a service with somebody who has well water, and that lightener has a chemical reaction, and then the foils get super hot, and then you have to take it down immediately. So making sure that you ask what kind of water they have. We have a very, very split community in our area. Some people have well water, some people have city water. So making sure that we really know what is in their hair is so important. Being straightforward with upkeep. If you have someone that's coming in for a bleach touch-up, obviously they need to come back in 3 to 4 weeks so that the color is consistent, so they don't have any banding, and then making sure that their schedule and that their budget can fit within that. So that's super, super crucial as well. And then most importantly, knowing when to say no. We need to say no when we know it's not right. If the client isn't right for us, if the service isn't right for the client's hair, if you know it's not achievable, then we need to say, I am so sorry. We always want to be so kind, but I know I cannot accomplish this for you today. I would really like to make sure that we do something for you today, but this is unachievable. And knowing that when to say no and being nice about it. So that is so hard. Sometimes we're in salon situations where we're not able to say no because of management. But I really think that the power of no is so important when someone sits in your chair. Pricing. Let's talk about pricing. Always talk about pricing, I should say. Always talk about pricing with your clients. The worst situation that could ever happen to somebody is when they are leaving a salon, they get dropped at the front desk, and then they're left with a hefty salon bill. We always want to go over pricing with clients if they're curious, and we always want to make sure that we are straightforward with our pricing. I believe in bundle pricing. So what that means is I include everything in all my services. All of my lightening services include Olaplex. They include a toner. They include treatment, because I believe as a stylist that all clients need those things when they're lightening their hair. When you do breakout pricing, I feel like sometimes people will try to skip on, say, like, a treatment, or even we've had some clients who don't want to pay for a toner, and we all know that when you're lifting that hair to a raw blonde, it needs to be toned. So bundle pricing, even if a client doesn't want to do something in that bundle, it's still the same price. So I totally believe in bundle pricing. Another reason why I believe in bundle pricing, there's nothing worse when you're doing a consultation and a client asks you about pricing, sitting there trying to add up all of the little add-ons to your highlight price. $35 for a Olaplex treatment, $25 or $50 for a toner, plus this. It's just too much math. When everything is bundled together, it leads to a very clear price, so that way you're not trying to do math in your head during the consultation. Verbiage is key. So one of the things that I use after my consultation is complete is, do you have any questions about pricing? This opens the door for the client to ask you what everything is going to cost, and then it gives them an opportunity to switch the service, so they're not having sticker shock at the front desk. So always ask, do you have any questions about pricing? You guys, they're there for a service, they're paying for something. No one should go into a store and have to buy something without a price tag. So we shouldn't expect our clients to do the same, and we shouldn't feel uncomfortable about talking about money. People are coming to us for a service. Services cost money. So don't feel uncomfortable about talking about pricing. And then finally, if you are going over pricing with somebody and they are starting to feel uncomfortable, or they're saying it's not within their price range or their budget, adjust the service. Don't give a discount. So we don't want to devalue ourselves by giving a discount. We want to adjust the service to the client's budget. So this is an example of someone comes in and they want a shadow root and they want to be super, super blonde, and you know that it's going to take a full highlight, and the client doesn't have it in their budget. We can offer them a similar service, even doing, like, we have the option of doing a full highlight with less foils. We can do a partial highlight. We can do a spot highlight. Those are ways to adjust the service, so you can adjust the pricing so it'll fit in their price range. Now, one thing that I will say is that stop giving discounts. It's devaluing you. And then second, if you are going to adjust the service to meet their cost, you need to show them and explain to them how that's going to adjust or switch the look. You don't want to adjust the service to fit their price range and then them be disappointed at the very end because it doesn't look like the picture. You need to show them and verbally explain how it's going to visually look different. So that is so important. So we're making sure that we're clear that, okay, because we're adjusting the service today, you're not going to be as blonde. Because we're adjusting the service today, you're going to have a little bit of a shadow box in the back, and you're going to be a little bit darker back here, but you'll have those blonde pieces around your face, and it'll give you that brightness here. And then next time we can set time aside to do the full highlight, so you're getting that full look. So making sure that clear communication is happening during our consultations, and then that way clients will have a very, very smooth experience. And then also for you, you have a clear plan on what you're doing for their service. So this was our class on consultations. I hope the information in here was super, super useful. I hope you had some aha moments. If you loved this video and this information was really, really, really useful for you, please follow us. On Instagram, we have a couple handles here. We have Opulent Beauty Salon at Hair Society Academy, and of course my personal Instagram, which is at Patricia Ann Artistry. And if you love to stay up to date with all the classes we are offering and you want to get some, little tidbits of info, make sure to join our email list. It's the Boss Babe opt-in. Here's the link right here. Go ahead and enter that into your browser and it should pop right up. I look forward to our next video and thank you so much for watching. And we love sharing our information and I hope everyone has an amazing day. All right, guys, see you later.